Hello and welcome back, everyone, to the Super Carlin Gaming Nuzlocke Challenge. As perhaps you can tell, in this adventure, we will be taking on Pokemon Emerald. I'm super excited about this because I've actually never played it through Emerald before. In fact, I only ever had Alpha or Sapphire, and I don't think I even finished that. I've played through Alpha Sapphire, the more recent game, but the reason I'm doing the older version is one, because it's easier to emulate and record, and otherwise you need like a 3DS video capture card, and you gotta send your game system off for that. It's a whole thing. In any case, we are doing Emerald. I am super excited for a new Nuzlocke challenge. In today's episode, we're going to be getting our starter Pokemon, and I'm mostly going to be explaining the rules, establishing our characters and such. If you're unfamiliar with a Nuzlocke, it is basically self-imposed hard mode whilst playing Pokemon. What that means is that while we're playing, there are different harder things you have to do. So like when you're normally playing Pokemon, like you just cannot lose at all, right? Like your Pokemon faint, but then you go to the Pokemon Center, you can just try again. In a Nuzlocke, it doesn't quite work like that. Basically, the number one rule that makes it so challenging is that if any Pokemon at any point faints, it is considered dead and you have to release it and you cannot use it anymore. Which might not sound like such a problem because, hey, you'll just go catch more Pokemon, right? And refill your lineup and go try again. Except for rule number 2, which limits the number of Pokemon you can have to a degree. So rule number 2 is that you can only catch the first Pokemon you run into in any given area or route or region or whatever. Basically, anytime there's a little new menu thing at the top telling you you've come to a new area. And so that, to clarify, just means that, like, if, say you walk under Route 1 and the first thing we run into is a Zigzagoon, that doesn't mean that we are allowed to only catch Zigzagoons on Route 1. It means we can only catch that specific Zigzagoon that we run into. If for some reason we make it faint, or we don't have any Pokeballs, or it runs away, or it roars at us and we have to leave the fight, then just too bad, we don't get a Pokemon for that route. So you have like a limited number of Pokemon that you'll be able to use throughout the game. So you really end up developing bonds with everyone, and it starts making decisions really difficult, really quickly. Like, you know, you never want to like sacrifice anything. You don't want any sort of sacrificial moves, so you get like free switch-ins and stuff like that. And because you care so much about them, that leads us to rule number 3, which means you have to nickname every Pokemon. And of course we have to name ourselves John in this because they don't give me enough space to spell Jonathan. Oh well. Okay. Anyway, and that leads us, so number 3 is to nickname them. The way we nickname Pokemon on this channel is that I use usernames from people in the comments. So if you want to have one of our Pokemon named after you, go ahead and leave a comment down in the towel section below, and hopefully you will get chosen. It's pretty random. I don't like really take requests for the most part. Sometimes people's names cater themselves to different Pokemon, what have you. But otherwise, your best chance is just to keep leaving comments. Hopefully you will get chosen. Man, here we go. I'll as we continue to get set up here, I'll explain the final little rule. Those are the main 3 that you have to do if you're doing a Nuzlocke. There's clauses and things, extra things you can do. We're going to be playing with the duplicate clause. That is basically that if you run into a Pokemon that you've already caught as the first Pokemon you run into a route, then you don't have to catch that one. Like, that one doesn't count. So, like, from that before example, like if on Route 1 we catch a Zigzagoon and then we go to Route 2 and the first thing we run into is a Zigzagoon, that doesn't count as our first encounter. And the reason you do this is just basically to avoid having a bunch of duplicates on your team, because, you know, you tend to run into the common stuff more often. And some people do play like that. They will just have a bunch of commons and that's the challenge. But to me, I want to have a more well-rounded team. I think that's the fun of it, is getting to play with Pokemon you don't normally play with. So that is how I do it. We're going to do the duplicate clause. And then also, I really doubt this comes into play, but it did, very surprisingly, in our last Nuzlocke happen. We're going to play with the shiny clause, which is to say, if we run into a shiny Pokemon at all, we are allowed to catch it, despite whether it's our first encounter or not. So that can be really exciting when it happens. It happened in the last game. We caught a shiny Miltank, which was so great. You can see little ghosts of Nova there on the corner. Oh, look at her, just watching over us. Oh, I miss Nova. And Donatello, he's over there too. Boy, okay, so let's set our clock here. I guess it doesn't really matter. I don't know. We'll set it for what time it is whilst I am recording. The good news is, hopefully, these are not going to take nearly as long to churn out as they have in the past, because we at Super Carlin Brothers have hired an editor, and that should cut down on production time significantly. So hopefully, I say hopefully, definitely, we are going to be churning these out on a regular basis. And it's not going to take us a year to beat this like it did Heart Gold. So we're not going to go look at the desk like Mom said. Oh, here's one. Oh, John, come quickly. Look, it's Battlebug Jim. Maybe your dad will be on. Yeah, okay, and Dad. Okay, cool. So our dad in this game is actually a gym leader, which is kind of cool. It also makes us feel like maybe he's not such a great gym leader because we're going to beat him. Oh man, one of the disappointing things about this is that it's the first generation where you don't get to name your rival. So in the past couple of games, I've been naming my rival after foods I don't like or funny jokes. So like in Fire Red, we named our rival Peaches because that is what I call my youngest brother Tyler on occasion, especially when it comes to gaming. And then in Heart Gold, our rival was named Celery because celery is like the freaking worst. But and I had such a great name for this one, which I think I'm still going to call the May by. She's going to introduce herself as May, but that's not what we're going to call her. We're going to call her by something else, which I will reveal in just a second. Huh, who are you? Oh, so you're John. So you move us today? I'm, wait for it, not May. Meet Grapefruit. Yeah, grapefruit. That's the freaking worst. Am I right? So much effort to eat. Doesn't taste good. It's like, my wife loves grapefruits, and I have to like watch. It looks so frustrating just watching her prepare them. So this is going to be Grapefruit. Hello, glad to meet you. Hi, this dream of becoming friends with Pokemon all over the world. I heard from you, John, from my dad, Professor Birch. I was hoping that you'd be nice and we could be friends. Oh, this is silly, isn't it? I just met you. Oh my god, is she flirting with us? Okay, we are just sort of snooping in her room, and her initial reaction is to flirt. And then she's like, I need to go help him catch Pokemon. Guess I'll get online and talk to my friends. So anyway, I'm really happy with this emulator. Look how well the turbo button works. Yay, that's going to help a lot. Hi, there's scary Pokemon outside. I can hear the cries. I want to go see what's going on, but I don't have any Pokemon. Can you see what's happening for me?
Help me. Oh no, you over there, please help. In my bag, there are Pokeballs.
Oh boy, and now we get to pick our starter. Who is it going to be? If you watch my previous Nuzlocks, you will know that I always pick my least favorite starter at the beginning of each generation. In the past, that has been Squirtle and Chikorita, and they have become wonderful partners. Although, I have to say, I'm a little apprehensive about this one because my least favorite starter from Gen 3 is like my second least favorite starter just ever, and is kind of responsible for me not playing Ruby or Sapphire because I started playing and I got to like the third gym, my team wasn't meshing, my starter was just sucking, I don't know what was wrong, it just wasn't working, I wasn't feeling it, and it was kind of when I was sort of aging out of Pokemon at the same time, and so I mostly skipped Gen 3, didn't come back until Diamond and Pearl. When I think I started with Chimchar in that one, and I love Chimchar, but unfortunately we can't pick them. So you might be able to guess who it's going to be because I had a hard time in that game. And if you pick Mudkip, you do not have a hard time because Mudkip owns everything. And if you pick Torchic, you also own everything. But if you pick Trico, everything is a nightmare and the game is impossible. So Trico, here we go. All right, I have not had a good experience with Trico in the past, but I am optimistic that we can do it. So here we go. Zigzagoon, let's take him down. Go Trico. Yeah, you want to tackle me? No way. Ha! Trico owns that guy. I was in the tall grass studying wild Pokemon when I was jumped. What kind of Pokemon professor are you that you can't handle a Zigzagoon when you have 3 level 5 Pokemon with you that are like whatever, okay.
I've heard so much from you about your father. I've heard that you don't have your own Pokemon yet, but the way you battled earlier, you pulled it off with a plum. I guess you have your father's blood in your veins after all. Ah yes, thanks for rescuing me. I'd like you to have a Pokemon you used earlier.
John received Trico. Yep, totally plan on getting a pet today, so cool, thanks. Give a nickname. Okay, so, like I said earlier, we typically name Pokemon after people in the comments, but no one has commented on this series yet because I'm just recording it right now. So we are instead going to go with a hilarious name I thought of a little while ago, and by me, I mean we brainstormed it, and I think it's hilarious. Was trying to think of what is like a good famous gecko, because Trico is kind of a gecko. And of course I thought of like Geico, but I'm not going to name him like Geico. That seems a little too branded. But we're going to stick with the car insurance theme and name... Oh! We have a female one! Okay, man. Exciting. I was going to have like a... man. I had this funny way to spell it if we had a male Trico. I did not expect to get a female one, so I think I'm just going to keep it at Flo, F-L-O. It was gonna be F-L-O-U-G-H, if it was a male. But alas, we hit the 15% mark there, and we have a female starter. That almost never happens, but whatever. That's fine. That's cool. I think that's new. I don't think we've had a female starter before. So, meet Flo. I'm excited about this name because we can say, go Flo, and feel the flow. That's gonna be great.
Now, if you work at Pokemon and gain experience, I think you'll make an extremely good trainer. My kid, Grapefruit, is also studying Pokemon while helping me out. Don't you think it might be a good idea to go see Grapefruit? Great. Grapefruit should be happy too. Get Grapefruit to show you what it means to be a trainer. Will do, Professor Birch.
Alright, so now we get to go up here and find Grapefruit and give her a quick fight. Okay, so this, let me clarify something real quick. So I don't really count the challenge to have started until we have Pokeballs to catch stuff. So like, despite having run into a Poochyena first here, this does not actually count towards the Nuzlocke. So we're just gonna go fight a couple of things real quick. Yep, yay, go Flo! Yay, absorb! Cool. Alright, so maybe Trico's better in Emerald than he was in Ruby and Sapphire, than she was in Ruby and Sapphire. And we're just gonna have an amazing partnership. It has happened both times with our last couple of starters. Oh god, Wurmple. Boy, man. I really hope the first thing we run into on this route is a Poochyena and not a Wurmple. Wurmple, not high up on my list of things I would like to catch. Although, chances are we're going to. Yay, Pokemon Center. Boy, the golden rule of Nuzlocke is Pokemon Center often. I don't think we can actually buy Pokeballs yet, can we? I think they just give them to you. Yeah, so we don't have any. We do have... cool. So we're not going to buy anything there, and then we're going to go up here. So this is Route 103. So there's 2 routes right here that we get to catch stuff on real early.
Oh boy! Poochyena!
So even if we don't catch a Poochyena down on Route 101, it looks like we'll have a good opportunity to catch one up here as well.
Level 4!
Absorb. Absorb is going to be a really nice move to have here early on in the Nuzlocke because it restores life, which is so crucial when you're doing this, because man, the stress comes often and early when Nuzlocking.
Absorb!
And I'm happy to get a couple levels here because I don't know what Grapefruit is going to have. I think she's going to have Torchic, which even right out of the gate could be a problem for us because, oh, a Wingull. Boy, that'd be interesting to have. Good to know we won't kill it should we fight one later. With Absorb. Yep, cool. Water Gun, gonna do nothing. That'd be good because it'll give us a Flying type and a Water type real early on. I've never used a Wingull, so that could be an interesting one. I guess it would be a Pelipper at some point. And there's Grapefruit. What do you want? Now, we've run 3 levels already, which is a pretty good start. Grapefruit. Let's see, the Pokemon found on Route 103 include... Oh, hi, John. Oh, see, my dad gave you a Pokemon as a gift. Since we're here, let's have a quick battle. I'll give you a taste of what being a trainer is like. Okay. Yep, she has Torchic. See, we're ahead of the gate. It's impossible because I'm pretty sure Torchic has Peck, which is already effective against you. It's just like, oh boy. Good thing we leveled up a few times. Oh, she has Scratch. Okay, so that's good. But, God, Torchic just so much better than Trico, typically. But Torchic will be no match for Flo. Flo is feeling the flow. And we are going to, yeah. You're pretty good. I think I know my dad has an eye for you now. I mean, you just got the Pokemon that already likes you. Be kind of befriend any kind of Pokemon easily. Well, it's time to head back to the lab. Yeah, it is. Alright, so we are going to also head back to the lab and just fight anything else we can on the way down. Flo, crushing it! Let's head back down to the lab. Oh, over here! Let's hurry home! Okay. Okay, Poochyena looking like a real... likelihood on our team. I'm not against it. Mightyena is not bad. Good early strong Pokemon. Flo already up to level 9. Already feeling good about her. Let's go. No, we don't go to your house. We go to here.
Oh, hi John. I heard you beat May on your first try. That's excellent. May's been helping me with my research for a long time. I'm sorry, you guys. Grapefruit has an extensive history as a trainer already.
I wouldn't say extensive. She's got one Pokemon at level 5. Like, I'm more extensive than her. I've been playing for like 10 minutes. So, but
Here, John, hold this for my research, but I think you should have this Pokedex.
oh, thanks.
The Pokedex is a high-tech tool that automatically makes a record of any Pokemon you meet or catch. My kid Grapefruit goes everywhere with it. Whenever my kid catches a rare Pokemon and records it in the Pokedex, why, Grapefruit looks for me while I'm out doing field work.
Okay, great. I don't think she has done very much thing at all.
I'm going to look all over the place because I'm a different Pokemon.
Yeah. Cool. So I guess we should go talk to Mom real quick. Did you introduce yourself to Professor Birch?
Oh, what an adorable Pokemon. You got Professor Birch, how nice. Your father's child. Looks like you two together were found. Here.
What are these running shoes? We're probably not going to use them because we have the turbo button here, but nice to know that we have it. Yay. All right, so I think the next episode, we are going to head out onto Route 101 and catch our first Pokemon. Huzzah! But for the time being, leave your comments down below so I have people I can name the Pokemon after. That is going to be key. And I will see you next time. I am so excited to be back. We're going to be churning these things out. Me and you guys and Flo are going to just totally destroy the Hoenn region. It's going to be awesome. Super excited. We're going to probably catch like 3 Pokemon in the next episode. So get those comments rolling in. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.